Hello everyone, welcome back to A. Marie Cards on this lovely, this is a Sunday evening when I'm recording. I hope you guys had a lovely week last week. So we're now going, doing the, 13th through the 19th of April. I hope you guys have had a wonderful, wonderful week. I hope you're having a good April so far. We're going to jump right in and start shuffling to get our reading for this week. I'm a little bit more tired than usual today, but that's okay. Oh, we got two. So we have the Two of Coins, which is the Two of Pentacles. And we have the Four of Coins, which is the Four of Pentacles. A lot of Pentacles today. So Pentacles usually have to do with earthly matters, so to speak. Grounded matters. So those are things dealing with like career. Oh, that was fast. And the world. Ooh. What a nice combination this is. Okay, so we have Two of Coins, Two of Pentacles. We have the Four of Coins, or the Four of Pentacles. And we have the World. So the World is one of the major arcana cards. This is, of course, that's actually the last one in the major arcana cards. So it's kind of literally everything kind of coming full circle and coming to completion in a good way. You want to get a card like that, especially if you're looking for something to wrap up really well or to have a really good outcome from something. To have a successful outcome for something, the World card is a really good one to see and to have. So the feeling that I'm getting from this overall is kind of, I'm getting this feeling of saving and conserving. So what do I mean by that? So like I said, the coins or the pentacles have to do with earthly things like money, career, finances, things like that. To get these two, the Two of Coins has to do with balance, and the Four of Coins or the Four of Pentacles has to do with kind of like, in a negative sense, it's hoarding. In a positive sense, it's like saving. But there is a little bit of a warning with the Four of Coins of like, or Four of Pentacles, basically saying don't go too overboard with it. Like, you know, don't go so far that you become super stingy and obsessed with money. Because a lot of people can easily, they start off, oh, I want to save, or I want to be more, be more frugal. But they go to the extreme and they become really cheap at a detriment to themselves. So there is a warning with this card. Don't get to that extent. But having these two together in particular is kind of definitely a alert. Hey, it's probably time to start really looking at the finances. It's time to start kind of examining, and this isn't I'm not getting an alarming feeling from this. I'm not getting a desperation feeling from this. I'm not getting a, oh gosh, hurry up and get all this together kind of thing. I'm not getting any of that kind of energy from this, but it is kind of like a heads up, like, hey, it is fitting, dealing that this is the week that taxes are going to be due. So this is very timely, extremely timely. So if you haven't done your taxes, this may be a reminder and a little wag of the finger from the universe. Hey, I know you're like, well, spiritually, why in the world would they care about taxes? Because the pentacles or the coins have to do with reality. And the reality is, hey, we have to give unto Caesar what is Caesar's. We have to do this aspect of living in a country, living in a society. So this could be a little bit of a wag of a finger to any of you who have not done your taxes yet to buckle down and get this done. I know it is not fun. It is the least fun thing in the world to do, but this seems like a reminder. This is kind of again, it doesn't feel alarmist. It doesn't feel like, oh my gosh, everything's gonna go up in flames if you don't do this. I'm not getting that feeling at all. It's just this general, hey, in case you in case you forgot or in case you don't know, you might want to look at that. For those of you who did get your taxes done already and have already kind of settled this could just be a reminder to pay closer attention and try to balance out how you're using and spending your money. This is kind of it's interesting that the balance, I call this the balance card. The balance card kind of like, for the minor arcana, I call this the balance card. The balance card kind of showed up here, making sure you don't go too far overboard with, hoarding. I know a lot of us are probably, feeling, pinch possibly everywhere from gas pumps to grocery stores to basic necessities. I totally get it. All of us are kind of in that boat, at least especially if you're here in the United States, you're definitely in that boat. But this is again, this isn't sort of, I don't feel an alarmist feeling from this. I don't feel, oh God, if you don't do this, the whole world's coming to an end. In fact, the fact that we have the world here at the end tells me that, hey, if you just keep your finances balanced, save a little bit of money when you can. Don't become obsessed with it, but just, a little bit here and there, tuck away. You'll be fine. I don't get any kind of urgency per se from this. It's just almost like a little reminder, like, hey, if you keep your finances balanced, if you just, save a little for a rainy day, so to speak, keep an eye on your finances. I'm literally seeing like a spreadsheet and a magnifying glass kind of going over it really with a fine-tooth comb. That I think the same message popped up, if not last week, then maybe a week or so before. So this is a reoccurring theme right now. This one's popped up a couple of times now. So I think it's best to heed it. Maybe some of you who have seen maybe one of the previous weeks where we talked about something similar to this, you didn't yet. So this is the universe kind of nudging you again, like, hey, you might want to really look at this part. I'm definitely getting the feeling of not making any major purchases or decisions right this second, even though we are out of Mercury retrograde, even though we are now, as of today, also officially out of Venus retrograde. Yay. I'm still getting this feeling of like, hey, look at things and really pay attention to your finances before you make any major decisions, especially this week. Because I have a feeling some of you are thinking about it, and it's like, go back and look at everything again. Again, this isn't like an urgent, like, if you don't do this, everything will be doomed. That's not the feeling I get from this at all. It's just kind of a little reminder, like a little nudge, like, hey, go back and check the numbers again. Maybe you're getting ready to do something related to investments, or maybe you're getting ready to, like I said, make a major purchase or a major financial decision. And this is just kind of a reminder, like, hey, we feel that this will work out okay, but make sure you just go back and double check everything and make sure that, all of your T's are crossed, all your I's are dotted. I think that's all this really is. Just kind of a reminder, hey, take a look at these things. I'm getting the feeling that, especially with the world here at the end, you're going to be really thankful that you did. Either you're going to catch something that you didn't see before, you're like, oh, I forgot about that. Or, oh, right, that bill, something like that. Or, maybe a week from now or a few weeks from now, you're going to see why it was important to go back and take a more kind of stringent look at your finances and focus a little bit more on saving and pulling back a little. And remember, this isn't necessarily a poverty mindset kind of thing. I know a lot of us in the spiritual community talk a lot about poverty mindset versus abundance mindset. To put this in kind of the abundance mindset kind of perspective, you are basically telling the divine, God, the universe, whatever, hey, I know that I'm going to be taken care of. So I know that even if I put aside this little bit right now, I know that that's going to come back to me. Or I know that that's going to save me somewhere down the line a little bit later. That's going to help me out with something further down the line. You're trusting the universe that you're kind of pulling back for a reason. And the reason is not based on fear. It's based on trust. I think that's the big message that they were trying to get me to. It took a long time to get there, but I finally got there. do not make your financial decisions based in fear, because that's the one emotion I don't feel in this reading at all is fear. There's no fear, there's no trepidation, there's no anxiety about this reading at all. It's just trust. Like just trust in it, but put something aside, look back over your finances again. Maybe there's some things that you can kind of tweak, and just so that further down the line you won't be struggling as much. You'll be over here kind of chilling in the world energy. You'll be good. So yeah, don't sometimes people, especially when it comes to spiritual readings, they see money come up and it makes them really nervous. Don't be nervous. This isn't like I said, this isn't anxiety provoking. This isn't even major per se. There was one major arcana card, and that one is kind of one of the best cards you can get in the major arcana deck. So nothing bad's coming of this, and there's no negative energy associated with this. It is simply just, hey, keep an eye on your finances. See if you can't do a little bit of saving, but don't do it in fear. Do it because, hey, I'm saving for this. Or, hey, I just want to have a little something kind of tucked away just in case. Or, hey, you know what? Maybe I don't need to get, 3 coffees in one day. It's not a lack kind of mindset that I'm feeling with this. It's, I have enough money that I can turn around and put some aside for a rainy day in case I need it. Not, oh gosh, I'm doing this because I'm not going to have enough money. No, make sure you have the right mindset when it comes to this. Mindset's kind of everything with this. So yeah, that is this week's reading. Thank you so much for tuning in as always. I appreciate each and every one of you. And again, if you want to know, this deck is the Tarot of the Divine. These are the mini cards for the deck. And it's a really beautiful deck, and it depicts different folklore from all around the world. The stories kind of match the meanings of the cards, or similar to the meanings of the cards. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Take care, have a great week, and I will see you next week. Be blessed. Bye.